Hey Puppy Trades, I wanted to do a video analysis update on Microsoft, Nvidia, Inovio Pharmaceuticals, and Co-Diagnostics. Each of these stocks has shown up on the bar chart, straddle, and strangle index in the past 2 weeks, letting us know that options are very cheap and a large move is expected, okay? So let's get right into it. We see right here the top holdings of the NASDAQ. The reason we're looking at these holdings is because birds of a feather flock together. And as we can see, all of these holdings made the exact same high on September 2nd. And one by one, Google, Tesla, Apple, and PayPal have all broken above the exact same 9-2 high that the rest of these stocks make. Okay, so if we look at Apple right now, this is the exact same high on 9-2 that the rest of the stocks in the stock market make. AMD and Google and Tesla and QQQ and SPY have already closed above this high. If we look at Apple right now, we can see that Apple has closed above this high as well. Okay, so the reason that we were bullish Apple in this range and we were so confident that we were going to break above this high and this consolidation was going to resolve higher was because in mid-October, Google had already closed above this high, and by mid-November, Tesla had already closed above this high. So large holdings and large components of QQQ had already closed above this high, so there was no reason to be bearish Apple in this range. And more importantly, there is no reason to expect that Apple wouldn't not only close above this high, but do what we're about to see Tesla has done and go even further. Okay, so if we take this low from March connected with this high and this low, we have a very nice Andrews pitchfork with reactions on the median and reactions on the lower bound. I'm expecting that we're going to go from the lower bound of this pitchfork to the median of this pitchfork, and from a bull flag perspective, we take the length of this move in time and price, we place it at this low. We're expecting that Apple will reach the equal legs target of 150, 155 in the next couple of weeks. All right, so the time targets for the Nvidia and Microsoft projections will be aggressively by the end of January. I think just right would be mid-February because that's going to line up with our targets for Boeing, our targets for the cruise sector, the cruise lines, our targets for the oil stocks. We're all seeing the same scenario set up where there's a large run-up in the market that I think will aggressively be finished by the end of January. You know, just right for me would be that this is all completed by mid-February. I think conservatively, this is all going to happen by the end of February, okay? So let's get right into it. I'm expecting that Apple will go to this bull flag equal legs target and the median of this pitchfork conservatively by the end of February, aggressively by the end of January. Just right for me would be mid-February. We're going to see Apple reach 155, 156, the 150 range. We're going to see Apple go from the lower bound of this pitchfork to the median of this pitchfork. Okay, if we look at Tesla right now, we see that Tesla is at the upper bound of this pitchfork. It has reached this exact same equal legs target that we're going to go through on Microsoft and Nvidia that we just went through on Apple. Okay, so that's, Tesla is our leading indicator right now. It makes this exact same high in September. It consolidates sideways. It closes above this high, and then it goes even further. That's going to be our model for what we expect Microsoft and Nvidia to do and what we are seeing Apple is doing right now, okay? So all these stocks and the QQQ components make this exact same high in early September, make the same low in mid-September, consolidate sideways, and now we have to ask, now that we're seeing all these stocks show up on the bar chart straddle and strangle index, that they have very cheap options, very low implied volatility, and a large move is expected, which way this consolidation is going to resolve, okay? Tesla has given us a huge hint that all of these stocks are going to close above the 9.2, 9.1 high, okay? The NASDAQ and QQQ and SPY have already closed above this high. Advanced Micro Devices has already closed above this high. Tesla has reached this equal legs target. It's gone beyond the median of this pitchfork. It's actually all the way at the upper bound of this pitchfork. So that's why we're expecting that Apple is going to reach this equal legs target, and then Apple will reach the median of its pitchfork as well. But we're not even going over Apple and Tesla in this video. This video is about Microsoft, Nvidia, Inovio Pharmaceuticals, and Co-Diagnostics. What that's going to go to show is that if you're an Elliott wave theorist, you need to trade the entire market as a whole, okay? Once Google broke above this high and once Tesla broke above this high, it invalidated the bearish projection for Apple. It invalidated the bearish projection for Microsoft, and it invalidated the bearish projection for Nvidia. right? So it doesn't make sense to say, hey, Apple and Tesla are going to make this same high, consolidate sideways, and break above this high, but Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, and Facebook won't. Okay, we have so much evidence that Nvidia and Microsoft and Salesforce and Facebook and Amazon are going to break above this same high because QQQ's already done it, AMD's already done it, SPY's already done it, Tesla's already done it, and Apple's already done it. They're all in the same ETF. Okay, so birds of a feather flock together because they're all being invested in through exchange traded funds. Okay, so let's look at Microsoft right now. I like this setup a lot. We can see a really nice bull flag setup with declining volume confirming bullish consolidation. We see these volume spikes right here indicating the selling climax, and we've seen Microsoft show up on the bar chart straddle and strangle index in late December, letting us know that a large move is coming and options are very cheap. If we look at the charts of Apple and we look at the charts of Tesla, we see that their consolidation resolves to the upside. There's no reason to think Microsoft and Nvidia's won't as well. Okay, so we have an ABC correction from this high, a wave 1 and a wave 2. Okay, then we had another wave 1 that broke above this high of this wave 1. Okay, so that confirmed that this was a completed 1-2. What you then do is you take the 1.618 extension of wave 1, and that's going to give you your wave 3 target. Now, 243 is only the wave 3 target. It's not the final target because we're expecting after wave 3 a shallow wave 4 correction that's mostly sideways, and then wave 5 is at minimum the length of wave 1. We also have a really nice bull flag setup where we take the length of this move in time and price and we place it at this low. Okay, so I'm expecting aggressively by the end of January, I think just right by the middle of February, and conservatively by the end of February, that Microsoft is going to go all the way to this equal X target of 252. It is going to be on its way to the wave 3 target, which is the 1.618 extension of wave 1 of 243. And if we look at this Andrews pitchfork right now, we have a really nice reaction on the median of this pitchfork. We've got many reactions on the lower bound. So when I talk about the Andrews pitchfork and I talk about reactions on the median, what I really like to look for is that after you connect a major high with a major low and a major high, that you see reactions on the median of the pitchfork, but especially that you see, I love these wicks right here, where the high of the day tags the median and gets rejected. That shows that the median is proven to act as a magnet and it's proven to act as resistance, okay? Now the idea with the pitchfork is that you're buying on the lower bound and you're selling at the median. Okay, so I think we're gonna see 243 pretty soon. We have a really nice bull flag setup right here. We have a wave 1 and a wave 2. We've closed above the high of wave 1. So that's confirmed that this is a completed 1-2. So we've gone 1-2, 1-2, and LA wave theory, that's called a nest. What that really is going to do is help confirm not only that we're going to go to our wave 3 target of 243, but that we're going to go sideways and then go even higher for a wave 5. So a 1-2, 1-2 is really bullish in Elliott wave theory. It's actually the most bullish thing you can see is multiple 1-2s. That's building up a launch pad for our wave 3. We're expecting that the 1.618 extension of 243 will be hit, and that eventually even the bull flag equal X target of 252 will be hit. The time target, in my opinion, should be mid-February, aggressively the end of January, conservatively the end of February, and this will be, I'd say the theoretical stop loss for this trade would be 209, and the invalidation level for this trade would be 199. So above 209, we're expecting Microsoft to go to 243, consolidate sideways into wave 4, and then take a wave 5 higher to reach, at minimum, the bull flag equal X target of 252. We're expecting that we're going to go from the lower bound of this pitchfork to the median of this pitchfork, and we have a lot of evidence that this median is proven to act as a magnet and proven to act as resistance. Let's look at Nvidia now. Very similar concept. I really like this trade, in my opinion. We've already seen Advanced Micro Devices and Apple close above this high. So we have a lot of confirmation that Nvidia is building up huge energy right now for a large move to the upside. And that's a really important thing. Even if you're not in Nvidia, it's important to realize that if we're expecting Microsoft and Nvidia to go much higher, it doesn't really make sense to be expecting the stock market to crash, okay? So I think a big mistake that a lot of traders make is that they just stare at SPY all day. Don't stare at SPY all day, stare at the components of SPY all day. You're gonna know everything you need to know. We've gone over the travel and leisure sector. I've made a post about the oil sector, and it's the exact same move that we're expecting in this market, this rush up, this surge higher by the end of February conservatively. Mid-February is my, perfect time target, and then the end of January would be the aggressive time target. So I really like this. We have our 1, 2. We break above this high, and we close above this high, and then we go 1, 2. So this is also a nest, just like Microsoft. This is the exact same high that we made on 9-2. We connect this high with this low and this high, and we've got really nice reactions on the median of this pitchfork. I love seeing all these wicks where the highs and lows of the daily candles are reacting on the median. We're seeing nice reactions on the lower bound. And what happened was we closed above this high of wave 1 and confirmed that this was a completed 1-2. So the 1.618 extension is 639. That's going to be our minimum wave 3 target. And then of course we're actually expecting higher because wave 3 is not the final wave. We would consolidate sideways into a wave 4, and then we would go higher into a wave 5, which is at minimum the length of wave 1. I believe that we are going to see this bull flag target. And by the way, for this bull flag target, Tesla has already passed this, right? So when we talk about the Nvidia and Microsoft and Apple bull flag targets, these are the exact same metrics that Tesla has already given us from these same dates, okay? We have this major low, this major high, and this major low giving us a really nice Andrews pitchfork. We have reactions on the median of this pitchfork, and now we're expecting that we're going to go back to the lower bound of this pitchfork and back to the median of this pitchfork. Advanced Micro Devices has already closed above this high, and we've already closed above the high of wave 1, confirming that this is a completed 1-2. So just like Microsoft, we go 1-2, 1-2. We complete an Elliott wave nest. The wave 3 target is 639. And then we're expecting sideways consolidation into a wave 4 and then a wave 5 higher. And we're going to reach the equal legs target of 688, the exact same time target as Microsoft, Boeing, the cruise lines, which we've gone over, the oil stocks, which I've made a post about, where aggressively this will happen by the end of January. Conservatively, it will happen by the end of February. I think just right, it's going to happen by mid-February. Okay? Really nice bull flag. Leg 1, sideways consolidation. We go 1-2, 1-2. We form an Elliott wave nest. We've closed above the high of wave 1. So the wave 3 minimum target is 639 because that is the 1.618 extension of wave 1. We're expecting sideways consolidation once we get there, and then we are going to go into a wave 5 higher, which will bring us to the lower bound of this pitchfork and then the median of this pitchfork. So this projection will be invalidated if this low of 492 is broken. So if Nvidia is above 492, I'm expecting it's completed an Elliott wave nest, and it is going to the wave 3 target of 639. It's going to consolidate sideways and then take a wave 5 higher, which will bring it to the bull flag target of 688. Okay? It's also going to go to the lower bound of this pitchfork, and it's going to go to the median of this pitchfork. Now, Inovio Pharmaceuticals and Co-Diagnostics, the time target for these trades is 3 to 4 months, because what we are expecting for both of these stocks is that we have gone on a wave 1, A, B, C, wave 2, and we've put in a major low right here for this wave 2, and we've seen Co-Diagnostics and Inovio Pharmaceuticals make appearances on the bar chart straddle and strangle index, letting us know options are very cheap and a large move is coming. If we look at this chart, we can see exactly why a large move is coming. These stocks have been consolidating with declining volume for a very long time. They've been building up lots of energy, and now the options market is letting us know, hey, implied volatility has hit a trough. We're about to go from very little movement in the day to a lot of movement in the day. So we look at Inovio Pharmaceuticals, we go wave 1, A, B, C, wave 2, and we form a beautiful pitchfork, okay? So I take this major low, connect it with this major high and this major low, and we have this perfect reaction on the median of this pitchfork, where the low of the daily candle hits this pitchfork and then reacts. So it's proven to act as a magnet. We have 1-2, 1, 2. So this is actually a very large nest. We take the length of wave 1 in time and price, we place it at the wave 2 low, and that's going to give us our conservative target because wave 3 is 1.618 times the length of wave 1, and it's faster than wave 1, okay? So I believe right now, Inovio Pharmaceuticals is a huge nest. We go 1, 2, 1, ABC, 2. Okay, that's going to complete our Elliott wave nest. And we see right now, we have declining volume confirming a lot of consolidation. We have a beautiful Andrews pitchfork with the reaction on the lower bound. Now we have reactions on the median. Now we have reactions on the lower bound. We're expecting that if this low of 8.26 holds as the low, there's really good risk-reward ratio, in my opinion, for Inovio Pharmaceuticals because we take the length of wave 1 in time and price, we place it at the wave 2 low, and that could take Inovio Pharmaceuticals to 39 in the next 3 or 4 months. Okay, then we're talking about a stock that's going to more than triple. Okay, and that's why we're giving this more time than Microsoft and Nvidia because we're taking the length of wave 1 in time and price, we're placing it at the wave 2 low. We've seen a lot of energy has been built up. 1, 2, 1, 2. So this is the massive Elliott wave nest. We're getting ready for wave 3 of 3. We have a really nice declining volume confirming bullish consolidation. What I expect is that if you're a classical trader, you're going to see Inovio Pharmaceutical form a very beautiful base, okay? So we're going to break above this high, and then we're going to probably start forming a cup and handle pattern, and we're going to be ready to go even higher. So I actually think that long term, we're going to end up talking about 39 as being a conservative target, okay? But I really like this setup right here. As long as this low of 8.26 holds, the risk reward here is beautiful in my opinion. We're going to go to 39 in the next 3 to 4 months. We're going to go from the lower bound of this pitchfork to the median of this pitchfork. Now we're going to look at Co-Diagnostics. Very similar setup because these stocks are both in the germ ETF. These are both, vaccine stocks, okay? Now it might seem odd that, two competitors are going to be moving up together, right? And that's a big mistake that a lot of people will make, when they're in the semiconductor sector. For example, they'll say, oh, well, AMD is going to, beat up Nvidia and Intel is going to, beat up Micron. No, they're all in the same sector. They're all being invested in together. So birds of a feather will flock together. If I'm in an Nvidia bull, I'm rooting for AMD. I'm rooting for Micron. I'm rooting for Intel because I know eventually that money is going to rotate from stocks in one part of the sector to stocks in my sector, okay? So if you're an Nvidia bull, you're rooting for AMD. And if you're a Codex bull, you are rooting for Inovio Pharmaceuticals, and you're rooting for all of the vaccine stocks. You're rooting for all the healthcare stocks because birds of a feather flock together, okay? We see right now a really nice wave 1. Makes basically the exact same high in July that Inovio Pharmaceuticals makes. Actually, that high was made right here. Yeah, late July. We go wave 1, and we have an A, B, C correction. Now, a lot of you guys are going to ask, well, wave, this is higher than wave 1, so why is this wave B? This is called an expanded flat in Elliott wave theory. So an expanded flat is where you go slightly higher than the previous high, and that's going to be our classic definition of a bull trap, where we slightly break above this high, and then that's only our wave B, and then we have our wave C, which is the final kick out wave, the final bull trap, the final bear trap is what we're going to call it. So Co-Diagnostics goes on wave 1, A, B, C, expanded flat. Wave 2, we connect the beginning of wave 1. This is a really long. I took this major low right here, all the way back here, connected with the high of wave 1 and the low of wave 2. We have really nice reactions on the median of this pitchfork. And now we have reactions on the lower bound. We're expecting that we are going to go from the lower bound of this pitchfork to the median of this pitchfork. And we are going to go the length of wave 1 in time and price placed at the wave 2 low. So if 8.07 holds as the low, then I really like the risk-reward ratio for Co-Diagnostics. I think that Co-Diagnostics and Inovio Pharmaceuticals are going to move together. And within the next 3 to 4 months, we're going to see both of these stocks go from the length of wave 1 in time and price placed at the wave 2 low. Now it's going to take Co-Diagnostics to 37. So the Inovio Pharmaceuticals price target is 39 in 3 to 4 months. The Co-Diagnostics price target is 37 in 3 to 4 months. Both of them will require the wave 2 low of, let's just call it 8 because they're both 8, 8.07, 8.26 for Inovio Pharmaceuticals. If those lows hold, then there's a lot of good risk reward to the upside. We go wave 1, A, B, C. Wave 2, we have declining volume confirming that this is all consolidation. Huge energy for a huge move is being built up. We saw last night that Co-Diagnostics was the #1 pick on the bar chart strangle index, which means that there's very cheap options in this market right now for Co-Diagnostics and Inovio Pharmaceuticals because they've both shown up on the bar chart straddle and strangle index. We know that options are very cheap and a large move is coming. Our technical analysis says it's going to be to the upside, okay? So we have wave 1, A, B, C, expanded flat to put in our wave 2. If this wave 2 low holds, then we're expecting that Co-Diagnostics will go from the lower bound of this pitchfork to the median of this pitchfork. It will go from the length of wave 1 in time and price placed at the wave 2 low. We have declining volume confirming all of this is consolidation. And we are expecting that if 8.07 holds as the low, then Co-Diagnostics will reach 37 in the next 3 to 4 months.